Hey, what's up? Brendan C. Adams here, sitting here with Matt George, the president of Big Brand Ventures and the nonprofit profit. We're here in Seattle, Washington. We're here, yeah, I know, Seattle. Well, actually, Woodinville. Is that right?
Outside, it's north of Seattle.
North of Seattle, Woodinville, 20-minute, 30-minute Uber ride. And we're here to meet with our partner in a company called AC Ports, in our portfolio company of Big Brand Ventures. And we got some extra time. We're just going to talk some leadership, growth, ideas, bullshit, all kinds of stuff. So, Matt, I'm just going to jump right into it.
Let's do it.
You have coached me. You've been a CEO for 30 years, now the president of Big Brand Ventures. What does it take to be a great leader?
Whew. In today's world, you have to be very humble. You have to be...
Why humble?
Because
Like,
there's...
I get it, but enlighten me more on humble.
You really want your team to engage with you, and so you have to... I always say you have to be a humble leader to be successful. And there's several reasons why. One, as I've gotten older, I have gotten more humble. And what I mean by that is, let's take a project, or in my case, fundraising many times, or whatever it may be. I don't want the credit anymore. I want people on the team to feel that piece of culture that they're wanted, that it's not a job, it's a career, and you want them to stay. And so I'm a listener now more than I am a talker. It doesn't seem like it sometimes, but as a leader, I humbly listen. I respect. I'm a much better leader now than I was many years ago.
Talk about difference between a job and a career. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, a job is when you hear all the time people just hopping around. I'm going to go from this place. If I'm making $20 an hour here, first of all, that's not salary, that's a job. But I'm going across the street for $22. And I don't care because I'm not part of the culture. I'm not part of that team. A career, you feel almost indebted to. You just can't wait to go to your career. You can't wait to go to work.
It's like faith and trust in the system, the process, and the company, because you know they have your back.
It's having your back, but it's also having the company hiring great people that align with your vision and your your personal values. I think that's very important.
So let's talk about culture. And I've noticed over the past 3 months now. 7 months ago we really kind of formed Big Brand Ventures, and I've noticed the people. At first it seems kind of sporadic. Everybody's trying to figure out their role and situation, and then in the last couple months I've noticed this bond and culture and vibe. But I can't quite explain it. But for you, like, how can you explain the culture we've created, but also what culture really is? What does it even mean?
Well, culture is something that's just out there. You can't grab culture. It's kind of a made up thing until you actually feel it with.
It's like a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's something that I will tell you this. If you're part of a good culture, you know it. If you are part of a very bad culture, you are down in the dumps. You do not want to come to work. You do not want to perform. You're probably working at a third of the capacity. You are talking under your breath. You're doing that water cooler talk. In today's day and age, with like for our company and many companies out there, when you are remote, it is
difficult.
so hard. I mean, wouldn't you say, like, what? I say our culture is getting better. I say we're not there yet because it's an ongoing process. Every time you bring on someone new, every time there's a new piece of the puzzle, every time there's a new project or a new client, whatever it may be, it adds to either the bonding or the not.
So what do you think? There's going to be two parts to this. But what do you think for Big Brand Ventures specifically? Because we have, I think, about 25 people on the team now.
Yeah.
But what do you think is that stands out about our culture, specifically in our company? Or what is the vibe? It doesn't have to totally make sense. What comes to your mind when you think of Big Brand Ventures, culture, vibe, team?
I think we communicate more than I ever used to from the computer in different channels like Slack.
Like Slack.
I didn't even.
That's like part of a culture.
It's part of the culture because I didn't even know what that was before I came here. And I know that makes me, it probably ages me, but I, for 30 years, went to work.
Yeah.
I had a team of 500 plus people that were around me all the time. So I could feel the tension in the room. I could be part of the project. I was very accessible. And so it's very different when I'm in Seattle with you right now and we have somebody in Florida and we have a conversation a couple hours ago and they're 7 hours away or 6 hours away. Yeah, flight. That's hard.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust and you have to do things that are different. And this goes to a lot of people across the country. Remote work is hard.
Yeah.
Now, some people will say, I love it, and I get that. I don't love it. I love being around people.
I actually I would love to make it in person.
Yeah.
It's hard for what we do, but
Yeah.
I know in the future we're looking at having an office that people can come to or at least travel to on a base.
I mean, what does culture mean to you?
I think when I think of culture, I think of the clique. When back in high school, you have cliques, you have your vibes, and then I think of sports. I always refer football, for example.
Okay.
So think about like
analogy.
you played football, you played tennis.
Played tennis.
Okay, so I played football, and so in football, you would have the locker room talk, you would have the vibe in between drills, and then where I really learned the camaraderie and connection is when we would do very difficult drills where we were like exhausted, and there'd be moments, almost like Rudy moments, right? Moments where somebody was suffering and they're pushing and maybe even crying, but everybody cheered them on and everybody came together at that moment.
They picked you up.
They picked you up, or winning or losing together. That formed culture. So that's what I feel is like, it's going to Big Brand Ventures, like you and I, we've almost gained connection as we were in Jasper, Indiana, to Louisville, to now
To Minneapolis.
to Minneapolis,
To Seattle.
to Seattle, and then Denver in a few days.
Denver.
And so that spending time together and experiences and fun things builds a camaraderie. But think about, we do that with multiple team members. So you build this kind of connection and fun vibe. I don't even know how to explain it, but it makes you feel connected. And it's not just about the money or that. It's about, you feel accepted and welcome and with a trusted team.
You know what? I want to go back to the humble piece again.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking about it. It's allowing people to fail.
Yes. That's what.
No, it's interesting because I've always been so competitive that I never wanted to lose in anything. And over the years as a 30-year CEO, as I started getting older and older and I was getting better at my job, right? I started appreciating the failure and then being able to help someone get picked back up and say, listen, you're not in trouble. I have failed more than any of you combined.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get up. Let's do it together.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. And that peace of mind, it's that psych safety piece. That psychological safety is one of the most important terms in business today.
It's psychological safety. Define that, what that specifically means.
If Brandon T. Adams goes and reports to Big Brand Ventures,
Yeah.
he knows he's safe. His job isn't going anywhere. He's allowed to fail. He's allowed to express himself, to give his own opinions, even though they may not align with somebody else on the team. But you have this open dialogue, this transparency, this piece that is important in today's world. And that was not always the case in business. A lot of times, transparency, that word has always been around, but it's really just kind of been peppered in your head the last 10 years more than anything. And I look back at how many times I've failed, but I've gotten so much stronger. And I feel like right now I could run any company in the United States off of my failures, not my wins.
You said something that made me think of something. You said you let people fail. And I don't know why it made me think of this, but over the past like 7 months, there was an incident where I was specifically targeted in a way that I was like never experienced before. But in that moment of targeting tragedy or wondering what was going to happen next, it actually, I noticed, well, not only yourself and Brian and Mike and some team members came together to make me feel, hey, I'm not alone. That really said, hey, I got your back, I'm in battle with you. That formed some kind of connection. I wouldn't say out of the culture, but like,
It's culture. Because an attack on you
yep,
is an attack on me.
yes.
So if somebody,
That's how the team should be.
if somebody comes after me,
Yeah.
I would expect my team to have my back. If they don't,
Then something's wrong.
something's wrong, right? And so that's how it is, or how it should be. The teams that you're talking about, the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, epic, right? He would pound the players. He was so hard and so tough in practice, but he still had your back. And when that whistle blew to start the game, if you ever bet against Jordan in that team, you were a fool.
So that goes to my next question I had. So how do you challenge people? How do you push people without being an asshole or pushing them too far where they crumble? Like sometimes I feel like I'm so hard on people, and I always try to let them know, like, I just set really high expectations, but I'm doing it because I want you to become better. How do you do that in a way to make somebody better, but not to get them to fold?
Well, I mean, challenging on a project is something. If I challenge you on a project, which we were talking about today,
Yeah.
I expect you to perform and execute. But I also should have a lot of communication beforehand, and you should feel safe to be able to come to me and go, Matt, I don't understand what you're talking about. That makes no sense to me. Or, Matt, can you kick open that door for me because I need to get through and talk to that person? Or, Matt, can you pick up the phone? Or, Matt, who do you know as a strategic partner can do this or this or this? Matt, there's no process here or no strategy here. What do we need to do? There's so many different things. And what it is as a good leader can identify or should identify where there are some weak points or pain points in each of the team members. Because I know I suck at things. Like I just told you about Slack and everything else. I'm not very good at that stuff. But I will tell you this, I'm very good at writing a strategy. I'm very good at coaching. I'm very good. I know what I'm good at. But I also know what I'm not good at. And I think as you mature in your profession, you start honing the skills of what your areas of improvement need to be. And so for me, I remember I had a mentor at age 30. I'm 54 right now. I had a mentor at age 30. He pressed me and he said, why are you talking about public speaking? Why are you doing this on fundraising and special events? You're already good at that. I want you to focus on finance.
It's really good.
I want you to focus on HR. And right now, I could get an HR job just about anywhere in the United States because I studied it so much and then had the experience of 500 employees for 30 years.
So on that point, because you were a CEO for 30 years, now president of our company, also you're like kind of a mentor coach to me as a CEO. So here's where my head goes as a CEO. It's constant of, okay, how should I help them give the answer? Oh, let them fail themselves. Oh, should I tell them what to do? Or should I let somebody else tell them what to do? Or how do I get my team to perform at the highest level? These are all the thoughts going in my head every single day. Now, the big one is, how can I get my team to work in harmony and also empower them and delegate them in the most powerful way so we can work towards a goal together? So I guess my question is, as a CEO, what are some things I can do to get every member of the team to be empowered, to be at that 100%, but also work together. So if I'm not doing something that day, stuff is getting done.
Communication. The other thing is, I want to clarify something. Not let them fail, but allow them to. It's two different things. I don't want to see you fail.
Yeah.
But if you do, I'm okay with it, and then we'll fix it. Everything's fixable. And I was in a business of crisis management my whole life. Some things with violence are not fixable. In our business, we have a lot of heavy decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't go to Brian or Mike or anybody, Kevin, if we don't sit here and know that we've got a circle of people and they all have different talents and specialties, if we don't go to them, then shame on us for not going to them. We don't have all the answers.
No.
And I think the people that do have all the answers, and even some competitors of ours, they think they have all the answers. I don't necessarily think we have all the answers all the time.
No.
But we'll find it. And there's a difference. That's where we grind. That's where we use our not only our internal talents, but our external talents. And there's a lot of them.
And our ability to get data to understand how to make the decision. Like, we may not know the answer, but by trying different things and testing, we'll test before we invest.
Yeah.
We're going to get the data we need and then know how to tackle it as a team.
Data's king.
It is.
It's very important. And so culture is probably the most important thing that I talk about in business. Because we talk about scale. It's very hard to scale when your culture sucks.
Yeah. This conversation is one that I really enjoy, and we're going to have to do more of this. I know we got to go because we got to go meet with one of our business partners. But as we go on with more of these videos, and Matt George, be sure to follow him. Where can they find you again?
Big Brand Ventures.
Well, Big Brand Ventures, but what's your personal profile?
You know, I'm nicknamed the Nonprofit Prophet by Kevin Harrington, the original shark on Shark Tank, and all you have to do is Google any one of our names, and we can be there for you and help you scale your business.
And if you have not subscribed, if you're watching this on YouTube, go on, hit that subscribe button, or follow, or listen if you're listening on Spotify or other platforms or social media. I'm at Brennan C. Adams, and again, go to bigbrandventures.com or come hang out with us at our next Shark Retreat at sharkretreat.com. And until next time, we'll see you later.